Greetings, opera lovers. Live from Pittsburgh, it's Rona on a Saturday. In just a little while, I'll be leaving my house to see Die Meistersinger live at my theater, presented from the Met, of course. This past Thursday, I was all prepared to listen to La Traviata presented by the Met, but I totally forgot to turn on my computer until all of a sudden I remembered. It was about 7 or 8 minutes before 8, and I figured, well, I'm just a little into it, but the orchestra was still playing the overture. I later found out that the tenor who was planning to sing Alfredo, Stephen Costello, became ill very last minute and was replaced by the tenor Francesco de Muro, who was going to be singing it later in the run. I always love to hear Traviata. I don't think I ever get tired of it. First of all, I was a soprano and studied quite a bit of her music. Not every single note, but certainly her big aria, her big duet, her big arias, her big duet, and lots of stuff in between. And I just think it's a great role for a soprano, a touchstone, iconic role. In my lifetime, I've heard many of the greats sing this live, and I've seen, through the magic of YouTube, many of the great stars of the past, and I've heard on recording, I think, just about everybody who has done this, who is famous. And in the Met presented Marina Rebeka. I heard her first a few seasons back singing Donna Anna in Don Giovanni. It was a very anticipated debut. I heard so many good things about her, and I just thought it was okay. But then again, Donna Anna is not really a role that, with a voice like Miss Rebeka's, that it can garner a lot of great reviews. However, this summer I saw her in William Tell, also from a live stream audio and video from Germany, and I thought she was very good. So how did she do as Violetta? She did great. It's a beautiful instrument. It's very forward sounding and lush. Even though she's a Latvian soprano, I hear sort of an Italianate sort of style. Unlike so many of the Russians who are singing today who don't have that style. So I really appreciated this. The big touchstone aria for her, which starts with the recitative strano, then goes into the A Forse Lui and Sempre Libera. Fabulous. And she had the high note, the big high E flat that everybody waits for, which isn't written in. But it adds so much to the aria. However, there's much more to Violetta than just that aria. Later, she gets to sing her big death scene. She died. It takes her a long time to die. And I read the review by Mr. Tomasini in the New York Times where he thought she did a very good job dramatically. Now, I couldn't see it because I was just listening. But to me, just listening, I thought it lacked a lot of pathos. And you didn't have so much sense of sadness and just what she's going through, what Violetta is going through. On the other hand, in her great declaration for her love of Alfredo, where she goes, "Ah, Mami Alfredo," I thought she did that beautifully. Although it could have been a little bit more brought out, but I think nerves were a little frayed that evening, because of the last-minute substitution. Mr. de Muro did a fine job. He's serviceable, but he does one thing that I really don't like, and that is all this sobbing. Even my beloved Jonas Kaufmann does that. In the past, tenors did that a lot, and today I think they're leaning away from it, but there was a lot of it on Thursday night. Someone who's somewhat new to me is Quinn Kelsey doing the role of the older Germont. I thought he was just a beautiful singer in every way. The timbre of his voice is gorgeous. He has enough buzz to be a real Verdi baritone. His musicality was divine. He was perfect. The conducting by Marco Ammagliato was a little off also, in my opinion. Things were not quite together all the time, and there just wasn't a real sense of urgency and crispness in the conducting. But again, when you have a last-minute substitution like this, those things happen. Of course, I could not see the production, but I have seen this production. I'm really not a fan of it. It's very highly stylized. There's that big clock in the middle to show how Violetta's life is slipping away from her. It's okay, but the thing that I really didn't like when I saw it was all the women dressed up as men. I really don't get that. Also, I kind of like the traditional productions of La Traviata. They just remind me of the era where a story like this makes sense. It's a romantic story from the 19th century, a story of Paris and the demi-monde of Violetta. Oh well. I look forward to the next broadcast from the Met, which I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I'll be listening to it. Well, I've got to run now because I have my 6+ hour marathon at the Pittsburgh Mills. I hope you all have a great day and can catch Die Meistersinger, one of my very favorite operas. Bye, everybody.